and I have the actual microphone, which is, you know,
Mm-hmm.
on my camera. And every time I start my computer from the beginning and I start my lesson, it's always either default or it's the actual microphone. So I have to keep changing it. Anyways, I'm glad you can hear me now. Hello guys, hello Vitaly, hello Rinat.
Hello.
Hi everyone.
Welcome. How do you do? How do you do, gentlemen?
Everything is perfect. Fine, yeah.
Nice. Ivan, I see you got a haircut.
Yes, I did. I got.
Excellent. Yeah, it suits you.
Thank you.
Very good. Vitaly, I think, have we met before, Vitaly? Or is this a different Vitaly?
We met yesterday.
Oh, yes, that's right. It's the same Vitaly. Sorry.
That's about the first our lesson. Your lesson.
Yeah, you had your video on yesterday, so now you have a picture now, so I couldn't really recognize you. I wasn't 100% sure.
I try to switch on it.
No, that's okay. Usually the ladies, they don't like to put their cameras on for some reason. I can imagine why, but that's fine. They don't have to have it on. There you go, that's better. How are you going, Vitaly?
Oh, I am fine. I am full energy, and I get ready. Awesome.
Awesome, very good. It's good to see you back. And Rinat, how are you? How was your day, Rinat? Did you have a busy day? Hectic?
Yeah, hectic, busy, very busy day.
Same here.
So I have very many things to do with my master's degree, and my job is like becoming close this summative week at school. So we are preparing summative works and a lot to do. And also I was preparing articles for 2 conferences. It's actually a very busy day. I almost forgot about my English. Because
Wow.
no time. I don't know.
So this is your first lesson for the day?
No, it is my second lesson.
Okay, good.
Yeah, yesterday I could join only partly. When I listened to you, I also typed something, and now I have another things to do. So, yeah, it's hard to do, but we have to handle with it.
Yeah, that's fine. I also had a very, very busy day. I had pretty much lessons all day at the other place that I teach at, and I literally just walked in the house. It's 5 p.m. over here. I had a meeting with my accountant. I had an appointment in my accountant's office, so I just ran. I mean, I rushed. I was driving, obviously, and luckily I just made it before the peak hour of traffic. I think if I was driving now, after 5, I would be stuck in traffic. So I'm glad I just made it in time. Yeah. So yeah, Ivan, how was your day?
It was sport day today. I went to the gym.
Nice.
I did biking again. Bike trip.
Oh, you did another bike trip.
Yeah, not so long as that time. And at 10 p.m. I'm going to play football.
I envy you.
Indoors.
Indoor football.
Of course, yeah, because it's too dark.
Yeah, I really envy you. I wish I had a day full of sport. I haven't played football in such a long time. Can you imagine a former football player doesn't play football?
Professional?
Well, yeah, if you want to call it, yeah. You're like semi-professional, really. You know?
Nice.
Yeah, I played football, and I had a short stint, you know, we say, because I got married, and when you get married, you know, things change.
Completely change.
Yeah, to push it all the way and to become like a really high quality, or to reach a really big club in football as a professional, you need to really dedicate your life, truly, because I was playing. I think at the age of 22 or 21, I pretty much stopped playing for a club or semi-professionally. That's when I was getting married. And at that time, you need to really, really sacrifice your life, everything. Not just training 2 times a day. Other things. The whole, you gotta invest, you gotta travel, you gotta do many things. Not just, it's not just a physical effort. Yeah. You gotta sacrifice your family life, really. So if you do intend to get married, it's tough. Yeah. So anyways.
I think I'm going to quit because of the injuries.
Oh really?
Yeah,
You're having injuries?
It's dangerous. I have problem with back.
Oh no.
A lot of jumps and very fast moves. It doesn't affect very good to the health, I think.
Yeah, it doesn't affect your health positively.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. It depends, Ivan. What kind of jumps are you doing? Extreme jumping?
No. I mean just football. Sometimes the game are very tough.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah, it's difficult. You just have to keep fit. And make sure you're doing everything properly. Make sure when you're running a lot, make sure you're stretching. If you don't stretch, your muscles will get damaged. You might strain. They will tear. Your muscles might tear if you don't stretch properly. But I think you're still young. I don't think you should stop.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean.
I will see.
Yeah, just keep safe.
Okay.
Rinat, aren't you a bit envious or jealous of Ivan? He's always playing sports, and we are just so busy with our work that we can barely even find the time to go to the gym.
Of course.
No. If I have very busy schedule, I try to not skip one day in a week to go to gym, and this is my very strict rule. Every Sunday to go to gym and spend 2 hours.
Good.
Well, it is like it's a law for me.
It's a must. It's a must for you.
Yeah, it's a must for me. Yeah.
Yeah. Vitali, do you go to the gym? Or do you do any form of exercise?
No, I am not went to a gym, but I do some exercise. Actually, it's a yoga exercise, but it's not so intensive practice as might have many professional yogins. It's exercises have they aim to approach optimal condition. Approach optimal physical condition for me, and given the fact that I am not young people, I am middle-aged man, and 20 or 30 minutes a day, I think it's enough for me. And my tactic use my flat as a gym, as a sports facility. I have some special things for making my exercises.
Good. Now, excellent. I wanted to ask you, all three of you, someone who does yoga, how would you call that person? Like someone who, plays football is a footballer.
Yogis.
Huh?
Yogis.
Yogin. Yojin.
No.
Yoga.
Yeah, I wish it was that easy. No. There, Ivan, do you know?
No idea.
Okay. You have to add another word. Can you see it in the chat? I've typed it for you.
Mm-hmm.
A yoga practitioner.
Okay, thank you very much.
Because I sensed that Vitaly was trying to say, maybe use this word. So
Yoga practitioner.
yeah, so I'm a yoga practitioner or yoga.
I'm a yoga practitioner.
Yeah, or yoga student. Student is also.
Okay.
So I practice yoga. I'm a yoga practitioner. Also kung fu. You know the martial art kung fu. The same kung fu practitioner.
Okay.
Or kung fu artist, you could say, or like martial artist. But if you are more experienced and you've done it over many years, for many years. All right, guys, let us begin. So for this lesson, we're doing IELTS preparation, and we are on episode number 12. Vitaly, I think this is the first time that we're doing this, right? Have you seen?
I understand.
Have you watched any of the recorded lessons about this particular lesson?
No.
No? Okay, I'll briefly say or explain to you what we do here. So this is targeted at a more upper intermediate to advanced level of students, and it's to prepare the students for IELTS, you know, the examination of IELTS. And if you see on this website that I'm screen sharing now, there are 3 series. Yeah, we've already finished 1 series. It's complete. I think it had like 26 episodes or something like that. So now we're doing series 2, and we are on episode number 12. So this is a video which takes about 10 minutes. So I will play the video and you will watch it for 10 minutes. And then I want you to tell me, or what I usually ask the students, is to tell me what you have watched. What was the video about? There's always grammar that's mentioned in the video. So try to write down the important information about the video. Yeah, what it's about, you know, write down the keywords. So if you have a pen and paper, that'll be good. Or you can type it on a Word document. That's also fine. And then you can tell me, all right, the video was about this and that. I understood that, you know, so and so. I will not tell you what it's about. I want you to tell me and briefly summarize it for me. Okay? And after that, we go through the study notes of this lesson, which is a PDF that I screen share. And at the end, we do some activities about this lesson. Okay, so any questions? All good? Okay, I'm going to start the video now. So if you could mute your microphone, everyone, so that there are no background noises or disturbances. All right, so here we go.
Hello, I'm Margot Politis. Welcome to Study English, IELTS preparation. Today, we're going to talk about expressing attitude and using the words so and such. And we're going to find out about some nasty creatures called cane toads and all the trouble they can cause. Curious? Let's watch the clip.
You can see these large glands he's got behind his eyes, which contain a lot of toxin. It's got various compounds in there, but basically what it does is give you a heart attack. The toxin's actually all throughout the skin, but the main concentration is in the gland. So yeah, so basically something bites it, if it gets into its bloodstream, there's a good chance it'll be killed very quickly, yeah.
We found a dead freshwater crocodile, which was apparently killed. Certainly one death adder, which is a venomous snake, quite an important Australian snake. We found one of those freshly dead with a small toad in its mouth, and even to small children, if a child was to put them in their mouth, you know, the toxin is quite severe. The flip side of that is that there's a whole lot of animals which will be outcompeted by cane toads. So there are other animals which eat insects, for instance, because cane toads are so numerous that they suck up all the insects from the biota like big vacuum cleaners. And so they can actually cause other animals to starve.
Why are we literally sitting back and watching the cane toad invasion move further and further up through Kakadu and through the Northern Territory?
Well, there has actually been quite a lot done. In fact, over a period of perhaps 10 years prior to this, a huge amount of effort and money has already been spent on looking at some way and means of controlling cane toads. All that work has come to nothing, and most people understand that now. What we have to do is wait on the big guns in Canberra with their genetic engineering and biological control work. That's the only hope there is.
Cane toads are such prolific breeders. Each female will produce 50,000 eggs. There will be millions of cane toads out there.
Unfortunately, cane toads are a big environmental problem in Australia. They're a species that was introduced from another country. We'll use their story to talk about attitude, or more specifically, attitude markers. Attitude markers can indicate the attitude of someone to what they are saying or what others have said. I just used one. I said, unfortunately, cane toads are a big environmental problem. The word unfortunately indicates my attitude to cane toads. Other words that are attitude markers include actually, in fact, certainly, of course, really, and surprisingly. Let's listen to a wildlife ranger, Greg Miles, answering a reporter's question. Listen for attitude markers.
Why are we literally sitting back and watching the cane toad invasion move further and further up through Kakadu and through the Northern Territory?
Well, there has actually been quite a lot done. In fact, over a period of perhaps 10 years prior to this, a huge amount of effort and money has already been spent on looking at some way and means of controlling cane toads.
Greg Miles says there has actually been quite a lot done, in fact. He uses the attitude markers actually and in fact to show that he disagrees with the reporter and to advance his own view. It's a polite way of expressing an opposing opinion. Other examples of words and phrases that are used to do this include, as a matter of fact, to tell the truth, or, well. Let's see some examples. Cane toads look harmless, but as a matter of fact, they're dangerous. I thought you liked cane toads. Well, I don't. Can you hear the attitude expressed in these phrases? Now here's ecologist James Smith again.
You can see these large glands he's got behind his eyes, which contain a lot of toxin. The toxin's actually all throughout the skin, but the main concentration is in the glands.
James uses actually here to introduce details. Because the details of the toxins are surprising in nature and perhaps unexpected, actually provides this subtlety of meaning. Now here's Greg Miles again. He uses two other attitude markers.
We found a dead freshwater crocodile, which was apparently killed. Certainly one death adder, which is a venomous snake, quite an important Australian snake. We found one of those freshly dead with a small toad in its mouth.
He says apparently and certainly. He says the crocodile was apparently killed. He uses apparently because he got his information from someone else and he's not certain that it's true. Based on appearances, it looks like the crocodile was killed by the cane toad. Greg says certainly one death adder was found dead. Here, Greg is emphasizing that there's no doubt that this is true, that the death adder was killed by the toxins in the cane toad. From the use of these attitude markers, we can tell that he's not completely sure the crocodile was killed by a cane toad, but he's definitely sure the death adder was killed by one. Okay, let's turn our attention to another way you can express subtleties of meaning in English. They're correlative subordinating conjunctions. The words themselves are short and simple. So, that, and such, that. Listen to Greg Miles talking about the number of cane toads eating insects.
The flip side of that is that there's a whole lot of animals which will be outcompeted by cane toads. So there are other animals which eat insects, for instance, because cane toads are so numerous that they suck up all the insects from the biota like big vacuum cleaners.
Greg says cane toads are so numerous that they suck up all the insects from the biota. This means that cane toads are numerous enough to suck up all the insects from the biota. There are enough of them to do that. So that is called an amount construction. It expresses a meaning similar to enough, which means an adequate number or amount. But this construction also adds a meaning of result using the that clause. Let's study a sentence to see how this construction works. Cane toads are numerous. How numerous? So numerous. With what result? That they suck up all the insects from the biota. Cane toads are so numerous that they suck up all the insects from the biota. The sentence uses the amount structure so that to define an amount and a result. Here's another example. Have you seen the film Cane Toads? The film was so good that we went to see it twice. So tells us how good the film was. That tells us the result. We went to see it twice. Let's listen to how Professor Madsen expresses amount in relation to cane toads.
Cane toads are such prolific breeders. Each female will produce 50,000 eggs. There will be millions of cane toads out there.
He uses another construction to express the amount. He says such. Cane toads are such prolific breeders. He adds the result clause, there will be millions of them, but without using the word that. That is sometimes omitted in informal English. It is understood without being stated. More formally, he would have said, cane toads are such prolific breeders that there will be millions of them. So and such in these constructions also provide emotive emphasis. For example, cane toads are so ugly. Cane toads are such a pest. So today we've looked at attitude markers and language for expressing emotion. We've also talked about the degree or amount constructions so and such. Using these language features will make your language more interesting and will show an appreciation of subtleties of meaning. And it's time for me to go, but you'll find today's story and a lot more on our Study English website. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Okay, so that was it, guys. So now I'll get you to tell me or retell what you have just watched. Now, Vitaly, I know this is your first time. Would you like to try and tell us what you've just seen? Just briefly summarize what the video was about. Your microphone is muted, sorry, we can't hear you. Vitaly, your microphone is... Yeah, that's better.
Excuse me. The videos is about Australian cat toads and if their behavior. For example, color and action and action in the environment. The partly defended from crocodiles and in this video we was done the answer on a question about a food which we start eating, prefer, and about the place in the world of animals and about its benefits and harm which they could make. For example, for people, it's concerned with the toxic which highlights in their throat, in their glands. And this video, if we see this video in aspect of grammar or vocabulary, in this case, there are some useful phrase and such as so wet, such wet, and difference between word apparently or certainly, for example, and about many useful words and phrases. I think I said all of I understand is this program. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much, Vitaly. That was pretty good for the first time. Very good. So you've told us about the story, what the actual story was about, and what other video was inside of this lesson. And you've told us some of the grammatical points or aspects. Very good. Just try to, I know it's the first time, but try to be direct, when you're explaining it. Because we're limited with time. So try to be direct if you can. This is why I say at the very beginning, before I play the video, write down the important keywords, important information while you're watching the video. So then when you're retelling it the next time, you can just say, okay, it's about attitude markers. Okay, good. What are they? Give me examples, and so on. Yeah, but that'll help you. It's important to be direct when you're summarizing something. Okay, very good. Otherwise.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Vitaly. Ivan.
Okay. In first part of the video, they told us about attitude markers, It helps us to introduce some topics. We can use in fact actually. Also, we can show our attitude for some facts. If it's based just on evidence and we're not sure, we can use apparently. If we are confident, we can use certainly.
Good.
The second part was about correlative conjunction. The examples of this conjunction is so that and such that, and it help us to show the result. For example, we can say it was so hot that I was sweat. The result of hot weather was that I was sweating.
Good.
And at the end of the video, they said that we also can use such and that to emphasize something.
Emphasize something.
Emphasize,
Yes.
yeah. Like it was so good day. It was such a good day. Just to emphasize the adjective.
Good.
That's all.
Okay, very good. Excellent. Thank you very much, Ivan. So you have grasped the grammatical aspect of this video. It's very good. Okay. Rinat, let's hear your summarization.
Okay, this lesson was very interesting. Your explanation again was in perfect level. I would agree with Ivan. Yeah, this lesson mainly consists two parts. In first part, she explained about the total, or I'll say the general meaning of this lesson. The general topic was about expressing the attitude. So in the next little part, she explained about I forgot the correlative words, or like so and that and such and that. So and she gave very good examples. Let's look at the first, expressing the attitude. We use these words expressing the attitude, as the name is called. We express the attitude, or for making more interesting our information that we are going to tell, or if we want to show our appreciation, or like if we want to emphasize on meaning. So there are many attitude marker words, such as unfortunately, actually, in fact, really, surprisingly, literally, and of course it's better if we can use all of them in our everyday speaking spoken English, because in IELTS examination the examiner will pay attention for like these words. They call them sometimes relating words. It can be like English idioms, the matter of fact, to tell the truth, and the more commonly used with attitude markers, well, and we use them to provide emphasis on something, or we can use them if we want to take a time for think and continue. She mentioned also about the marker, how to say, attitude markers. Apparently it means he is not certain, and we can against to this certainly or definitely, if we want to emphasize that there weren't any doubt, we are sure about something. And the second part was about a very interesting or very useful conjunctions. I'm not sure about the conjunction. Maybe very useful words which we can use for constructing sentences. Like the first example she gave about so that. So that we can use for making emphasis on the amount or on the result. For example, there are I have so many work that I couldn't join to English journey. And,
So we would say so. Sorry to interrupt you. So much work, yeah.
Yeah, so much work. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Good.
here I just emphasize for the amount of work that I have, and also I can use this pair of words if I want to emphasize on the result. For example, the supper, yeah, the supper was so tasty that I couldn't stop to eat 3 flat of them. Flat, is it correct? A plate of them, yeah. So, and we can use the same for the same goal, such that, but mostly in spoken English we omitted that, we used only such, and we also we as well can use this pair of words if we want to tell about the emotional about the emotion. So if shortly, yeah.
Very good. Excellent, Linat. Well summarized. Good detail of the grammar that we've seen here. Thank you very much. Okay, so now we're going to get into the PDF. Let me just open it for you. There it is. So I won't dwell too much on this because it was mentioned by Margot Politis. I'll just mention some of the facts and the important points about the discourse markers and attitude markers and so on. So here's a study tip. These attitude markers, they often express subtleties of meaning. Yeah. So it's important to learn their precise meanings and the different contexts in which they can be used. This way, you'll avoid any awkward or misleading expressions. So I personally think it's quite crucial that you try to use these attitude markers in your speech. You know, it will really show that that you appreciate English, what you're trying to explain or talk about. But you need to understand when to use them correctly. So the meaning is very important. So it's saying, yeah, using attitude markers correctly may be somewhat challenging at start or at first, but mastering them will show an appreciation here. It says also of the subtleties of meaning and indicate your position on a matter or issue. Yeah, they make your language more interesting stylistically. All right. Okay. Hello, Valery.
Hello.
Right? Hi, welcome. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, nice to see you too.
You joined a little bit late, but that's okay. Hopefully you can still benefit from whatever we're doing. We're just covering the discourse markers and attitude markers of this episode 12. So we're going to go through some of these points and hopefully do some activities later on. Okay, so forms. There are various forms which function as attitude markers, ranging from a single word to various phrases and clauses. So here's a list of the most common structures. So we have adverbs. You can say honestly, personally, candidly, naturally, even more importantly. Usually you have them at the beginning of a sentence. Prepositional phrases, on the contrary, in all honesty, short finite clauses, if I may say so, or if I can be frank, or if I may be permitted. And then we have infinite clauses, to be precise or to be sure. These are some of the different forms. Okay, so you can look at this in more detail in your spare time. I think it'll take too long for us to do that. And here are some more examples of attitude markers. So on the right we have the attitude markers, and on the left the meanings. So let's do some of these, and then we'll do the activities. So let's practice a little bit before we move on. So Rinat, can you do the first one, please? Tell us the meaning and give us the examples of the attitude markers.
To express an idea from a particular viewpoint. Technically, ideally or ideally.
Ideally.
Ideally, theoretically, financially, economically, historically, from a literary perspective, environment-wise, superficially, nominally, strategically.
Very good.
All of them are attitude markers, which means to express an idea from a particular example. Technically, your proposal is sound, but finance-wise, is it manageable? Ideally, it's good to have smoke alarm in each room of the house.
Good. Now, Rinat, can you think of an example? How would you use any of these attitude markers? Give me a sentence. So you're expressing an idea from a particular viewpoint.
Your suggestion can work ideally or theoretically, or let's say your suggestion can work theoretically, but economically it is not possible because it needs more stores.
All right, that's good. However, I think if you put theoretically at the beginning, it probably sounds a bit better. So theoretically,
your idea looks better, but practically it cannot work.
Yeah, that's better. Practically is even better. Yes, I like it. All right, that's a good example. All right. All right, let's keep going. So the next one, Vitaly, you can read the next one.
To say something you might believe is true, but aren't certain about. There is a degree of doubt. Apparently, presumably, reportedly, supposedly, maybe. Informal. Allegedly. Allegedly, possibly, perhaps, no doubt. Example. Presumably, you are well enough to go to work now. Allegedly, he was involved in the bank robbery.
Could you give us an example with any of these?
Okay. Perhaps this example is too hard to understand, and apparently.
Well, actually, one second. You've just given me a perfect example.
That's
Perhaps
only example.
he said, perhaps this example is too difficult for me, or too difficult for me to understand. That's the example. Well done.
Yeah.
I thought you meant that, but it came. Looks like you said it unintentionally. That was good.
Okay.
Yeah. So perhaps this example or this activity is a little bit too difficult for me to understand. That's a good. That's a good example. Mm-hmm.
Apparently, he was took place in the duty story.
Sorry again. Apparently, he was.
He was took place in the duty story.
Oh, I see. Apparently, it took place in the.
He took place in the dirty story. Maybe not dirty. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna.
Slop story, maybe.
He took place. We don't usually relate people when we say took place. We say an event, something occurred.
Okay.
Or something took place. So you could say it took place. You see? Apparently, it took place. I don't know, during the robbery. Let's say.
During the robbery. Thank you.
So something happened during the robbery. So you're not sure. You aren't certain about it, but there's some truth to it.
Okay. It's this meaning that I can show to you.
Mm-hmm. Okay then. All right, let's do the next one quickly. That was good. Well done, Vitaly. Ivan, are you there? Oh, Ivan had to go somewhere for 5 minutes. No, maybe not. I think he's still gone. Rinat, you can do the next one, and then we'll do the activity.
Presumably not. We've
done that already, yeah?
Basically.
Yeah, basically and essentially.
Basically, essential. Basically, he is a workaholic.
Oh,
so you won't see him getting involved in the charity run. Essentially, the laser scans the barcode and registers the product details.
So this refers to the one above, yeah, to express that which is true in principle.
Principle, yeah. Basically, essentially, fundamentally, it tells the truth, honestly, frankly. Yeah?
Yeah, this is, you're talking about something that's true in principle.
In fact.
Yeah, those are a little bit different, in fact. That's something else. But basically, essentially, fundamentally, originally, they're related.
Previously, it was like this. So, should I give you example?
Yep, yes, please. One quick example, and then we'll do the activities.
Okay, essentially. Fundamentally. Basically, I knew how to use personal computer, but however, I think it's better. However, with comparison to IT persons, my knowledge is my knowledge wishes to be improved. Can I say like that?
However, my knowledge needs to be improved. Yeah,
Mhm.
good. Okay, that's good. I'll accept that. All right, that's a good example. Okay, so now let us quickly do the activities. So I'm going to switch to the activity PDF. I've given you the link for the study notes in the chat, so you can download that and look at the study notes in more detail. So now let's do this activity first. So choose the most appropriate attitude marker from the box below to complete the following sentences. So the first one, Ivan, you've come back. Welcome back. So can you do the first one? That's okay.
Supposedly, your appointment, John, was Thursday of last week, not Friday.
Maybe
Are we going to
actually.
use... actually, yeah.
Actually, your appointment, John, was on Thursday of last week, not Friday.
Very good.
Yeah, because maybe John, forgot, or yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to use actually here. Actually, your appointment, John, was Thursday of last week, not Friday.
Yeah.
So it's like you're correcting him, you know?
John is confusing. And there is one mistake. Yeah, was on Thursday. Should we say like that?
No, you don't have to say on. You can say it was Thursday. It was Thursday. Yeah, you can say it without the preposition.
Okay.
Alrighty, so let's do the next one. Second one, Renat.
With those thick black storm clouds on the horizon, it is apparently going to rain this afternoon. Oh, yeah, apparently. Obviously, can be better, so it's better. Because black storm, obviously, it's more stronger than apparently.
Okay, let's try to understand the sentence. So, with those thick black storm clouds on the horizon.
On the horizon. Oh, right.
It is.
It's obvious. It has to be obvious.
Supposedly.
Supposedly, it's like you're saying it with no certainty.
Surely.
So here we have those thick black storm clouds on the horizon, so you can see them. It's obvious.
But so, thick it means that it's small and not very big.
Thick,
sorry?
It's not small.
No, thick. Thick means, you know, thick. What do you know what thick means?
For example, book can be thick if it's very big book.
So the opposite is thin.
Thin, yeah.
Yeah. So thick, thick is the opposite of thin. So if you see thick clouds, that means, ooh, they're full of rain, ready to pour down. So it's almost definite.
Yeah, it's obviously or surely.
Surely, yeah. Surely, it is surely going to rain this afternoon. So you're pretty sure. Yeah, so in this case, we're going to say surely. Okay, let's do the third one. Did not?
Remember, I told you our test was on the 26th. Well, I saw proof. Professor, sorry. Well, I saw Professor Smith yesterday, and
what do we think?
Maybe rightly?
No.
Actually, no, we already used.
Yeah, we've used actually and surely.
Supposedly, I think.
Good
Remember
guess.
I told you your test wasn't well. I thought so.
Yeah, supposedly is like when you're supposing something, you know. In this case,
He shows that he already have talked with Smith. Yeah.
well, so here we have two
Options.
let's say two how can I say, two answers to the question, as in two possibilities.
Apparently.
Yeah, it's gonna be apparently. So remember I told you our test was on the 26th. So this is the first option. We knew, apparently. So, well, I saw Professor Smith yesterday, and now we have a different date. So apparently it's not on the 26th, but it's on the 27th. Yeah. So in this case, we have two conflicting outcomes. So here, apparently.
Or amazingly.
Sorry?
Maybe amazingly is good.
Amazingly.
It can be if the students of Smith and the very lazy students.
Yeah. It'll have to be in the context. Yeah. But in this case, apparently, you're saying something you may believe it's true, but you're not certain about it. So you're not sure because you know that you were told previously that it was on the 26th, but now the professor says it's 27th. So, which one is true? So you're not sure. Okay. Okay, so we still have quite a bit more here. So what I want you to do is practice these. You have to practice these because it'll take time. Yeah, at the beginning, some will not make sense. It's going to be a challenge for you. So you need to practice them. And then there's a second activity with so, that, such, such, that, and so, that. You can also practice that. And then the next time, I think tomorrow, we have the other IELTS preparation class. So tomorrow we can go through the homework. What do you say? You happy with that? If you get the time, I mean, it'll be good. It shouldn't take you too long, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, guys? So, because we are over time now and I have to prepare for the next lesson. Any questions?
Do you have a page of these questions?
The link? Yes. Just 1 second. Okay. So this is the link. Okay, for the
thank you.
Activities. All right, guys. So no questions. Yeah, all happy?
Yes.
All right. If you're free, join me in the next lesson. If you have something better to do, then it's fine. I shall see you next time.
Alan.
Yes.
Could I join for 30 minutes and then I will go? Is it okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you can join for half an hour, and then if you have to go, okay. I can't hold you down to the chair.
Thank you.
No problems. Okay, guys. So catch you next time.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Bye bye.